Hi, Fran. How are you? Hi, Karen. How are you? Happy Wednesday to both of you. Thank you so much for coming in. Nice to see you, friends. Nice to see you. Fran, let me know what you think about this with white. I'm wearing my chocolat moo juice putty. I paired it with white and black, Fran. I'll put the hot pink on too, so we can see what that looks like. Hi, Tina. How are you? Happy Wednesday, friend. Nice to see you. Happy March to everyone. Thank you, Fran. Let me tell you something. They only had one black top, one gray top, and they had a whole lot of hot pink bottoms at the Sharon Walmart tonight. They did. Let me tell you something. That place is a hot mess. It is a hot mess. Hello, Jibby. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for coming in. Nice to see you. My sister's here, everybody. Oops, there's Margaret, right behind Jibby. Happy Wednesday. So nice to see you both. Hope everybody's doing well, right? Whew. Got a little bit of low barometric pressure headache, right? You know what that's like. It's been damp and rainy here for 3 days. Hi, honey. How are you? Happy Wednesday, friend. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you to everyone for coming in tonight. I didn't busy day here today at Lilleybugglane, so I didn't have time to remind everybody about it and post it on Instagram or our community post. But you all know that, right? You all know. You don't need reminding every second of every day, do you? You do not. You may feel like you do, but you really don't, right? Right. I know, friends. I know. Here we go, friends. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Lilleybugglane. I am Lala, and this is Circle Time. It is March the 4th, friends. The 4th, 2026. And this is our weekly get-together. We do get together on Saturdays now for a Loungy Live on Saturdays, but this is our weekday live. So welcome to everyone. We hope that you enjoy your visit. If you're visiting here, and please leave a thumbs up on your way out if you enjoy your visit here. And we would certainly invite you to join our circle of friends if you think this is a good place for you. Think about it, though. Think about it. Yes, it was. We didn't get to see it, though, because it was cloudy here. It was cloudy. And supposedly the blood part of the moon was like at 6:04 a.m. So we didn't get to see it. I don't know if it was 6:04 this morning. It might have been 6:04 this morning. But we didn't get to see it because it's been rainy and damp and misty and foggy and like humidish, but not humidish, if that makes any sense at all. I don't even think it is. And I don't even think humidish is a word. I just made it up. I did, friends. I did. So anyway, here we are in the month of March. In like a lion, out like a lamb, right, friends? Right. And this month is gonna go lickety split. It certainly is, because it started on a weekend. It started on a weekend. Although it seems like it doesn't matter anymore, does it? When the month starts, it just goes by that quick, doesn't it? You went up to 56 today? Oh, I would think that would be kind of chilly for you all down there. Hi, Jody. How are you? Country Mouse is here, everybody. Nice to see you, Jody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, friend. Happy Wednesday. Right, right. So let's have a weather report, a couple of words, descriptive words in the chat to let everybody know what the weather is in your area. And we've got people all over, right? Do your earrings match, or is it just me? Do your earrings match, or is it just me? Yeah, they're the same on each side, right, Jibby? Is that what you're asking me? 43 and cloudy. You hit 55 today, Jody. You were right behind my mom. 40 and clear, Tina. 40 and clear. One hoop looks thicker. Nope, they're the same. 70 tomorrow. 70 tomorrow. Might be a reflection, Jibby. Might be a reflection. Remember, I've got better lighting than the FBI does, right? I've got better lighting than the FBI. 49 in NYC, friends. It is 49. Honey, what's your weather up there, honey? +70 tomorrow, +6 and sunny. +6 and sunny. Now remember, honey is up there in crazy Canada, right? So they run on Celsius up there. They run on Celsius. So +6 and sunny. Very, very nice. I'm glad it was sunny for you. 78 next Tuesday. We're going to be up there too, aren't we, Tina? We're going to be up there next week. Oh, good, honey. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Now, let me tell you something. We're supposed to stay, like daytime temperatures for us are supposed to stay in the high 40s up to like the mid 70s, like for the next week and a half. So we'll see what happens outside. And then I'm quite sure we're going to get something, we're going to get something crazy come in, right? So, which will be unfortunate, although the tulips will love it, right? If tulips are blooming in your area, the tulips will love it because tulips love to get snowed on. They certainly, certainly do. It's supposed to help with the vibrancy of their color and their hardiness. So that'll be nice. Cucumber water, friends. And on our Loungy Live on Saturday, I started a thought. Typical, right? I started a thought and I didn't finish it. And it was about the cucumber water. So we had been talking about cucumber water, which we do every single time we're together, friends. But one of our circle friends did leave a comment, right? And said that instead of doing the cucumber water in a pitcher continually, right? She does cucumber water in a pitcher daily, right? So what she does is she takes like 5 or 6 slices of cucumber, puts them in a carafe or a pitcher, and then she fills that up for the day, right? For the day. And then at the end of the day, she eats the cucumbers, friends. She eats the cucumbers and then starts brand new the next day. So she's making fresh cucumber water every day instead of just letting the cucumbers marinate in the water continually. So, you can do it that way too, if you prefer to do it that way. And, what would be good too? I thought of this. So let's piggyback onto that, right? So let's say that you do the daily, right? And you only do like 5 or 6 slices, right? At the end of the night, right? At the end of the night, when you go to eat your cucumber slices, right? Save 2 of them, friends. Put them on your eyes. Close your eyes, lay back, and set them on your eyes. Oh, that would be crazy good, wouldn't it? It certainly would, especially if it was 1,000 degrees outside, right? I know. So anyway, so I just wanted to pass that little tip on to you about cucumber water. You can do it daily, like our circle friend does, and then eat the cucumbers, right, at the end of the night or the end of the day, and then just make fresh the next day or make fresh that night and let it sit overnight. You know what I'm saying, right? But she changes her cucumbers daily. I only change mine like weekly or week and a halfly. So I just wanted to pass that on to you because I had started a thought, friends, and I didn't finish it. I didn't, but I did finish it now, right? I did. So there we go. Okay, friends, I told you I got a little bit of a headache going on, right? And I've had it for like 3 days. And I'm taking Zyrtec, right? And it's still there. So I know that it has to do with the barometric pressure. And we all know, especially in the summertime, right? When it can get stormy or it's real humid and then it gets ready to storm and the barometric pressure will drop really quick and you can feel it in your body that the pressure and the pressure just starts to come down on the air, right? Well, I just want to remind everybody, right? If you deal with allergies, right? Summer allergies, right? Make sure that you have an adequate, Hey Mom, let me ask you a question. When Jibby and I were young, why didn't you tell us to drink water when we were little kids? Why didn't you tell us we were dehydrated, or why didn't you tell? Because it wasn't a thing, Mom. I've told you how much water I drink during the day, right? Exactly, Jimmy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, right? So anyway, it's the barometric pressure, friends. It is. You can feel it. We can all feel it, right? Anybody who has any kind of fibromyalgia or arthritis or any kind of autoimmune disorder that has to do with the joints or the muscles, when the barometric pressure drops, right, you can feel it in your body, right? Your aches get achier, your muscles get, achier. It's harder to walk. Your joints get jointier. That's not even a word, friends. It might be a word. But anyway, just make sure, right, that you have an adequate supply of your allergy medication. If you take over-the-counter allergy medication, make sure that you have an adequate supply. If you practice homeopathic allergy remedies, then make sure that you have the ingredients for that. Now, the key to managing allergies, seasonal allergies, is to consistently take, right? Consistently take your allergy medication every single day. I cannot believe the number of people that I hear say in public, "Oh, I forgot to take my medicine. Did I take my medicine? I don't know if I took my medicine. I went to the doctor and I complained and I begged and told him I thought I was going to die. And he finally wrote me a prescription. And they called in the prescription and I had somebody pick it up for me because I couldn't make it to the drugstore. I just couldn't because I was feeling so bad. So bad. And I got the prescription. And now, guess what? I can't remember if I even took it. Did I even take it? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's been sitting at the pharmacy for 3 days waiting to be picked up. Well, I've been telling everybody that that I'm on my deathbed because I got the allergies, friends. I got the allergies, right? I'm snotting and spitting and snorting and coughing and tearing and everything. Pop, my ears, right? But yeah, I don't want to take the allergy medication to even relieve 10% of my symptoms. Why would I want to relieve 10% when I can complain about 100%? Why would I want to do that? You must take medication consistently in order for it to work, right? So you have to keep a level of antihistamine in your system to fight against the allergies, right? So make sure you're consistent with it. And if you have to write yourself a note, take already taken and put it up on the cupboard when you do, so you know, right, whether you took your medication or not. And I'm just not talking about allergy medication. I mean, right? Yeah, Fran. How do you know that you do it twice a day, Fran? How do you know? Do you write yourself a note, Fran? Because I'll tell you something. There are plenty of people, you know, that don't take medication. And I'm not talking about allergy medication because I mean, come on. An allergy, come on. Give yourself a break, right? I'm talking about like serious medications, right? Yeah, you forget sometimes, Fran. And I mean, hey, but if you're not sure if you took it or not, then I just wouldn't take it till the next day and get back on track, right? That's what I would do. And if you're not, and then if you're not sure if you took it that next day, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But the amount of people that I know that claim to have serious medical issues that need, pharmaceutical medication, right? And then say, "Oh, I don't my prescription, I've been waiting 5 days to go over to the pharmacy and get it." Or I don't even know if I took it, friends. And it's very important. It's very important that I take it. It's life-sustaining. Right? Like Nancy Guthrie. It's life-sustaining. Oh my gosh, right? Right. I know. It's the headache, friends. It's the headache. It is. It is. So just make sure that you take allergy medication if you need to, right? If you need to. And allergy medication, friends, it's nothing big. It's nothing big. It's not. Even the stuff that you get at the doctor's, or if you take shots for it, the shots are only to keep you coming back. They are. And let me tell you, there's some homeopathic people on YouTube, and they will consume, right? Consume the thing that they may be allergic to, and that's one way to fight allergies. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not a doctor, so I'm not recommending that you do that. But there are homeopathic people that do that on YouTube. So just to let you know, and just be careful, friends. Just be careful, right? Make sure you make your bed every day so that the dust that is in your house doesn't fall onto your sheets and you inhale it through your open mouth at night while you're sleeping. I know, friends. I know. And I know that I poke Chewy about his sleeping breath, his hot sleep breath. I know I do that, friends. I know I do. Okay. I have a recommendation for you, friends. So get your red writing implements out. Honey, get your red writing implement out. Our pajama party circle time for March is the 25th. March 25th, friends, is our pajama party circle time. Let me make sure, because you know how I was not right. Yes, March 25th is our pajama party circle time. So write that down. And I'm going to write it down because it's not written down. Good, honey. Good. Thank you. PJ circle time. Okay. I have a fabulous channel for you all. Okay. You know how much we love gardening here at Lilleybugglane. And I know that, and we're not like big time homesteading gardeners. We're nothing like that. And Chewy does most of the work. Matter of fact, 98% of the work, it's all Chewy. I suggest he does it, right? Right. He suggests to, and he does it. So it's it's fair. But I found a new channel and I absolutely love her. She does a lot of great suggestions, a lot of great tips. She does a lot of pretty videos to show you how to set things up. The channel name is Hooked and Rooted. Hooked and Rooted. And she does DIY gardening products, garden tours, and shopping for all things gardening. So if you want to check her out, Hooked and Rooted. She has a very, very nice channel, friends. Very nice channel. So I'm super excited about her. She's very nice. She's very good. Very good. And her lighting's better than the FBI too. So it's not hard to see her and it's not hard to hear her either. Because she probably wears a microphone. She probably wears a microphone. Have you seen those little microphones that everybody's got right now? Have you seen those? I think they're kind of cute. It seems to be some kind of trend, though. It seems to be some kind of trend. Okay, friends. Who saw... We are like over 30 days now that Nancy Guthrie is... I mean, she is the best hide and seeker I have ever seen in my life, friends, right? Ever seen in my life. She's been gone over 30 days now, right? Right. Who saw, and I'm not sorry that I'm going to say this, not sorry one bit, friends. Who saw the ridiculous display that Savannah, Annie, and finally Tommaso crawls out from under whatever rock he's been hiding under, out in front of Nancy Guthrie's house? Who was wailing? It was either Tommaso or it was Annie. It was either Tommaso or Annie, because somebody was wailing, friends. Somebody was wailing. And, you know what they say, right? You know what they say? The dog that barks the loudest has the worst case of fleas, right? That's a saying, friends, right? So who was wailing? Was it Annie or was it Tommaso, right? Because we know Savannah, I mean, she ain't going to shed a tear. I mean, you want to talk about dehydration. That girl couldn't squeeze a tear out of her eyes if she wanted to. If she wanted to, friends. But that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And it looked like they had dead sunflowers in their hands. You would have thought they would have each come out with a beautiful bouquet and set it down there in front of their mother, of Savannah's mother's house and Annie's mother's house, right? Now, here's a new theory, friends. Here's a new theory, okay? Tommaso, this is a theory, so this is allegedly, hypothetically, Tommaso and Annie were trying to get Nancy to sign over voluntary power of attorney, right? And Nancy didn't want to do it because Tommaso and Annie live in that house. So there we go, friends. Was it, Tina? Where did they? Jen! You snuck in here, Jen. How you doing, Jen? Wait a minute. Am I missing something? Who's talking for up to $1 million? Which, let me tell you this. This is what I think happened. I think Savannah took $1 million and she gave 500,000 of it to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and the other 500,000 is going to be the reward, right? But she's not saying that. She's not saying that. It was $1 million, up to $1 million, right? Up to $1 million, up to $1 million, right? Up to $1 million. Let me tell you something. I've been to a couple of funerals in my time. I certainly have, okay? And I'm not being ugly. I'm just being honest. But there have been people there that have been wailing, right? And you look at them and you think to yourself, why are you wailing? You are making a complete spectacle of yourself. And what is the reason that you are wailing? Why are you wailing? Why are you wailing? Right? It's weird. It's weird. And I've been watching a lot of true crime lately. And it's always, the family is always the suspected first. Always. The last person to see them alive is usually the one, right? Oh, you're a slacker. You're a slacker. Yeah. Mom, where would they have found her? Where would they have found her? Apparently, there's somebody that's posting that and I think it's on some board or something anonymously, and they're like giving all these different like landmarks. Like they're just typing in landmarks, and they don't know if they're like trying to direct them to Nancy Guthrie. Do you know what I mean? Let me tell you something, friends. This is how crazy it got, okay? A note to TMZ, Mom. You notice how quick Harvey zipped his lips up, didn't he? He sure did. He's walking a fine line, that Harvey Levin is. He certainly is. Oh, man, I just totally forgot what I was going to say. Totally forgot what I was going to say. It wasn't important, friends. It wasn't important. Guess what? This is so funny. Oh, yes. Yes. So they think it might be. But here's the thing. Don't you think it's odd, okay? And then we're going to get off this topic, okay? But don't you think it's odd that, like, you didn't see, like, the celebrities and the news broadcast community, you didn't see them come and surround Savannah with lean on me vibes. You know what I mean? Love, light, support, joy, compassion. You know, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. Hoda couldn't get in there fast enough, friends. She couldn't get in there fast enough. She certainly couldn't. Right? You think she is? You think she is? About what, Jibby? About what? Why did nobody come? I mean, you heard no public statements from any of the news broadcasters about Savannah, her missing mother. You didn't see any celebrities, Oprah, right? You didn't see anybody come forward to add to the reward, right? You didn't see that. What was that about, right? And if Savannah was so worried about her mother, okay, if I was Savannah, I already told you what I would have done. I would have offered $5 million and it would have gone down every 24 hours. I also would have contacted Elon Musk and I would have asked for his help. I would have asked for his help. Elon Musk or Bezos, either one of the two, right? As disgusting as they are, I would have asked, right? Because you got connections, Savannah. You got connections, right? You could have gone to anyone, Savannah, right? Because people seem to think it's all about you, Savannah, that you are the catalyst for this. That's what they think. Or that is a hypothesis, right? Well, I mean, she was all over her mom like a 6th grade girl, Margaret. And we're not gonna knock her for not being a huggy person. I mean, she just may not like being touched, and I can totally relate to that. I mean, come on, right? But why did nobody rally? Why did nobody rally? Why weren't there recovery teams descending upon Tucson to help find Nancy, right? Why wasn't there water recovery teams? Because there are lakes there, friends. There are lakes, okay? Why weren't there, search dog organizations rallying around Tucson to help find Nancy? Why? How bizarre, right? Right? I know. I just can't. You think, honey? You think she's out of the country? I don't think she's out of the country, honey. I think she's close. I keep saying that. I think she's close. You know how people will hide in plain sight? Let's take a little walk in the way back machine, friends. Elizabeth Smart. She hid in plain sight for 13 months. People saw her. People interacted with her. Now you're going to say, oh, Lala, but she was covered in head to toe in white, so nobody knew who she was. Don't give me that bullshit, friends. Don't give me that bullshit. They knew where she was. They were following her around. I guarantee you, I am convinced law enforcement knew, the FBI knew, and I think her father knew pretty damn quick who took his daughter. I certainly do. Yes, Tina. Yes. And can I tell you, this is what I was going to say. This is how invested people were. There are people that are bird watchers and they watch the migratory paths of birds and they will watch the birds in the sky. What is an indication that there is death on the ground in the desert? Buzzards, friends, buzzards. And there were people that were doing videos looking for buzzards all around the Tucson area. And they knew when the buzzards flew during the day. They knew if they were scouting for food or if they had found food. They knew, like, if there was more than 4, then it was a small thing or a big thing. If there was less than 4, then it wasn't worth the trouble of the other ones to come. I mean, these people were all up in the buzzards business. They certainly were. Right? Because that's an indication that you got something dead and decaying in the desert, is buzzards flying overhead, friends. Vultures, right? Those vulture buzzards or whatever they're called. Well, that's a whole other ball of wax, Margaret. I think they knew her husband knew where she was the whole time. I'm convinced. Yeah, right, honey? Unless it was buried, right? But then you got the coyotes and, we don't have dingoes here. The dingo ate my baby, right? We don't have those here. That didn't even sound Australian, and it didn't sound like Meryl Streep. But the dingo did eat the baby. They found out years later. They certainly did. So anyway, Fran, I'm speaking to you. Anyway, friends, I just find it very, very odd. She's been gone for over 30 days. I don't know what the hell's going on. Savannah is going back to New York. She's had enough, friends. She's had enough. Tommaso and Annie, they're going to hold each other up. The flowers are going to die at the mailbox in front of Nancy Guthrie's house. I don't know what's going on, friends. I don't know. It's craziness. It certainly is. But let me tell you something. If I was that community, I'd be putting up cameras on every cacti plant and that thorny bush. I'd be putting them everywhere. You know what I thought? I thought when the FBI started going into people's yards and looking in the RVs, I thought for sure they were going to find her in one of the RVs that were parked in one of the driveways. I thought for sure that was going to happen, but it didn't. It didn't, friends. You know what's going to happen? There's going to be a massive rainfall in that area, and she's going to wash up. Not being ugly, friends. It's just the truth. Go watch Lauren the Mortician. She's crazy. She's got a good editor, though. It's mint time, everybody. It certainly is. Here we go. We pass the mints. You have your choice, friends. Let's all say it together. Wintergreen Lifesavers, the OG of the mint bowl. You have your orange mints, burst of sunshine in your mouth, and they are quite refreshing, friends. And I would recommend one if you haven't had sun in a few days. And then you have your spicy cinnamon mints, my personal favorite, and the boys love them too. So take an extra one. And then, friends, we have the Butter Rum Lifesavers, a walk, a ride down memory lane in the back of your grandma's Impala on air shocks. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, so sad for you. Oh, well. Oh, well. Next, we have the root beer bottles, friends. No medicinal aftertaste. Certainly not. So that's a good thing. We love them. And then, friends, everybody's favorite, Werther's hard caramel candies. Is that it? Yeah. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, right? You can. Or if you got a touch of the Bettis, right? We've got a couple people with the touch of the Bettis. We have our sugar freeze. Fran's got the Bettis bowl. That's what we're calling it, the Bettis bowl. Not sorry, just honest. We always pass to the right, as per etiquette, and my etiquette Miyagi's, Mrs. Pfeiffer, my charm school teacher, and Emily Post, the queen of etiquette. Now listen, friends. If you have an issue, right? Because you only put one mint in your mouth at a time, right? But if you're feeling a little bit adventurous, you put 2 in your mouth, and then you run into trouble, and you give the international sign for choking, right? Fran is our safety officer, right? So you just need to give it, and she'll come running. She certainly will, and she'll give you a good old smack on the back, and we'll be cheering her on. She will, and she won't spill a single sugar-free mint out of the Bettis bowl. She certainly will not, friends. Enjoy your mints. Enjoy your mints. Up, up, up. Outfit of circle time. Now, this could be considered loungy. It certainly could. I did not wear this out, friends. I did not wear this out tonight. I didn't. I changed when we got home because I wanted to do this color combo, right? With the crisp white shirt. And it's a long sleeve one right there. And then this black wooden necklace, right? But I wanted to pair this color pairing so to see what we think of this, right? Because remember, part of my issue is that I was very hesitant with this color, right? Because it's not one of my winter color palette colors. And I'm a rule follower, friends. Get off my back. Oh, chewy. Chewy. Okay, friends, so this is one of my latest scoop sets. I can't say enough good things about this set, friends. This is the putty color, right? It's got the sewn in creases in the front, very wide legs, friends, very wide legs, pocket, set in waist, elastic back, right? And then you've got your loose fitting sweatshirt to go with it, okay? Very, very comfortable. Highly recommend. I have on these black wooden necklace, 3-tier necklace, the crisp white shirt, bracelet, watch, my Jessica Simpson sterling silver ring. I'm not having a stroke, friends. From the Walmart. I got it on clearance for $9. My wedding rings. Also, too, I wanted to tell you something like this would be nice if you were going to have some kind of a medical procedure, say a same-day surgery for something. This would be something nice to wear. Very loose, very flowy, very comfortable. It's not restrictive at all, right? Easy on, easy off, right? So if you had to have somebody help you after your procedure get redressed, this would be something very, very good. Now, it's not fleece lined or anything like that, but it does have a nice weight to it, which gives it a nice drape, and it would give you some warmth also. So, just let you know, scoop, SCOOP, on the Walmart website or in your Walmart stores. And they are on clearance right now, friends. So there we go. Okay, Mom. That's why I wanted to wear white. Fran suggested hot pink too, like a fuchsia. So I'm going to do that too. I'll do that too so we can, Tina, very comfy. Very comfy. I do have to hem the pants up 2 inches though. Just so you know. 5'1". But I did have to hem all the pants up 2 inches. So there we go. Yeah. Now, here's the dealio. Okay, here's the dealio. Here's what I want to say. Okay. If you have mobility issues, okay, if you are unsteady on your feet, okay, if you are a shuffler, and we all know what a shuffler is, right? Somebody who does not pick their feet up when they walk, or they clomp their heels, right? You know those people. You hear them all the time and you just want to scream, right? I would not recommend wide-legged pants of any type because the wide leg can cause an issue as you're walking. So you don't want to wear a jegging, right? Because nobody wants to see them chicken legs, right? Right? You just want to wear a nice straight or maybe a slight boot cut, but a wide leg, right, might be too much material down around your feet, right? And you want to make sure that you don't do anything that would impede your mobility walking, right? Right. So there we go, friends. I watched a fabulous video, okay, about disguises. Okay, disguises. And they talked about how the CIA has this mask program, this silicone mask program. And we all know, right? We all know who wears a mask or who wore a mask and who didn't, right? We all know. And a lot of people think that person who showed up as Jim Carrey to that France award show, they think that might have been a silicone mask, but we know that Joseph Robinette Biden was whoever was playing him, you know, because I mean there was like 6 inches every day difference, and you know the scratching on the back of the neck, and it wrinkled the silicone so you could see it. You know what I'm talking about. Well, the CIA has this mask program, right? And they were talking about how I think it was when George Bush was in office, I think, that they sent somebody in with a silicone mask on, and he didn't even know that it was a silicone mask, right? So that's how good they are, friends. And one of the things that they said will always give someone away is their gait, Gait, and their shoes. That'll always tell you if that is the person, right? Because it's very difficult to imitate a gait. And a gait is the way someone walks, right? That's the gait. And I knew right away when I saw Joseph Robinette Biden, right, early on walking. I knew that he had dementia because he has the dementia. He had that dementia shuffle, right? There's a very clear gait that people with dementia have, right? So anyway, friends, so gait, Gait. So very, very interesting. And can I tell you, somebody said in that video that a person's gait is almost like a fingerprint. Isn't that crazy? I know, right? I think it's always funny because you'll see kids that walk just like their parents do, like little kids, right? You'll see the dad walking and then you'll see the little kid walking, and the little kid is imitating how the dad walks. I don't know if it's just like innately picked up, you know what I mean? But I think it's cute. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the reason they're making one-level homes is because nobody can get up a flight of steps anymore, Mom, for numerous reasons, right? Yeah, honey. Yeah, they do. Although I think it might be because, I mean, it could be like within families, right? So I don't know if that would be something that would be hereditary. Do you know what I mean? Like just from being around the people, that's the way you learn to walk. Do you know what I mean? That's the way you learn to walk. I think one of the reasons that people's feet and are so horrible and everything now, and that you're going to think I'm ridiculous for saying this, friends. You're going to think I'm ridiculous, but I'm not ridiculous for saying this. They got rid of the Stride Right hard bottom shoes for babies. I think that's where it starts. That's where it starts, friends. Because can I tell you something? Back in the day, it was very unusual, okay? Very unusual to be flat-footed. If you were flat-footed back in the day, like you were like a freak of nature. Like nobody saw flat feet hardly at all. At all, friends. At all. Now, if you have an arch, right? If you have an arch, you're a freak of nature because not a lot of people have arches anymore. They certainly don't. And I think that's one of the reasons is everything is in a wide now, right? All the shoes, right? You don't see narrow anymore in shoes. You see mediums or wides and more wides than you do mediums now, right? But I think that's why, because people don't have arches anymore. So it flattens out their foot, which spreads their foot, which makes it wider, friends. That is deep thinking. That is deep thinking. Babies can go barefoot, but they do need hard bottom shoes. They do. I am a firm believer that you should put a baby in hard bottom shoes to teach them how to walk properly. And I do say properly because there are a lot of people walking around improperly, and that's why their ankles hurt, their knees hurt, their hips hurt, their back hurts, right? That's why. That's why. And the sooner you can get them in for a knee replacement, the sooner you can get them back for a second knee replacement, because knee replacements only last 15 to 20 years. So you get somebody in at 45, you're getting them back in at 60 or 65. And then you may even get them back in again at 80 for their third knee replacement, right? Right. So anyway, friends, guess what? We have a Marshalls. We do. Karen with a star, are you here? A Marshalls opened up in our area. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Marshalls, friends. You know that. You know that. I'll go to the Walmart any day of the week. I certainly will. Not too much of a fan of Marshalls. You want to know why? The influencers. The influencers ruined it for me, friends. They certainly did. Plus, I don't know. Although they do have, oh my gosh, that scared me to death. It was the vapor coming off the humidifier. Looked like something went like that. It was the vapor. So we got a Marshalls. We do. It's not open yet. It's not open yet, but it is going to open. So that's very, very exciting. We should have known, right? I wasn't flipping anybody off. We should have known, right? Because Five Below, Michael's, Marshalls, right? That's the trifecta, right? That's the trifecta. So we're getting a Marshalls, friends. But here's the funny thing. Guess what's showing up in Marshalls? I think Home Goods, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx, right? And people are posting it on social media. Anybody want to take a guess? The hottest item, like 6 months ago, the hottest item. Karen, across the street from Walmart, next in the Lowe's, across from Walmart, where Lowe's, Tractor Supply, Dunham's, Gabe's, right there across from Walmart, across from Aldi's too, because Aldi's is across the street from. um, you want a Home Goods, Karen? Ooh, no, 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 Karen, Goodwill. Goodwill is Home Goods. Give it 6 months, Karen. Guess what's in the Marshalls, the TJ Maxx, and I believe the Home Goods, friends? Stanley Cups. I'm not lying, friends. The Stanley Cups they're done. They're done. They're done. They are showing up in the Home Goods, the TJ Maxx's, and the Marshalls, and they are $15.99. And these are the overstock of the ones that everybody was freaking out about. Yep. And people are going nuts because they spent all that money, and you saw people fighting over those stupid Stanley Cups, right? And they're still sucking on water bottles, friends. They certainly are. But the Stanley Cups are in Home Goods, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls for $15.99. There you go, friends. There you go. That's why you don't jump on a trendy train. Certainly not, right? Yes, honey, right? Oh, are you, Mom? Oh, that's interesting. Tina, they'll be in Dollar Tree. I can't wait for them to come into Dollar Tree. I can't wait. I certainly can't. You know what I think is hilarious? This is what I think is hilarious too. Is I have seen, okay, and I've been tempted to pick it up, right? I have seen Prince Harry's book twice now in Goodwill. Spare, his book Spare. I have seen it twice now in Goodwill. I haven't picked it up, but I've seen it twice, okay, in 2 different Goodwills. And I just have to laugh to myself, right? I just have to laugh to myself. Like these influencers, right? And these celebrities that write these ridiculous books, and they end up in the Dollar Tree, friends. Now, there's nothing wrong with the Dollar Tree, and I'm not poo-pooing on the Dollar Tree, okay? But in my mind, okay, especially books, right? If people ain't buying them, they're sending them to the Dollar Tree. They certainly are. So, $7. Maybe. Karen, you're right. Oh, Fran, I'm sorry. You're right. Tina, what book? Spare? Prince Harry's book? No, I don't have it. I didn't get it, but I've seen it. You read it, Mom? I heard it's written like a kindergarten book. It's so badly written. I mean, it's so badly. Well, let me tell you something, Mom. You better get rid of them. You better get rid of them, Mom. You better. Oh, Tina, what book are you talking about? Let me tell you something, friends. I don't, oh my gosh. You know, friends, how I feel about changing my mind, right? You know. And you know, once I put what would you even call it? My devotion for something. Once I put my devotion behind something, I'm all in, friends, right? And you know I'm all in on the Pioneer Little House on the Prairie, right? You know that, right? Damn if I am not falling in love with colonial times, because I shared the Little Maid books that I've gotten, right? I love them. I love them. I don't know what I'm going to do, friends. I can't give up the pioneer. I can't, right? I can't. I could use Timothy Buzzfew, right, as a patsy to give up the pioneer, right? Because we play 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon here at Lilleybugglane, and it just has to be 6 degrees or less, and I'll drop it like a hot potato. I certainly will. Seal of approval. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. So anyway, friends, but I love, and can I tell you something? Back in colonial times, they referred to young girls as little maids, right? That's what they were referred to. And remember, right? We had said maids, maidens, and matrons, right? So little maids are little girls, right? Maidens are, I would say, 13 to 21, right? Or 13 to whenever you're married, right? Whenever you're married. Well, probably 30. After 30, you would be a matron, regardless. Probably, well, in colonial times, it would probably be 25. But I love the books, friends. I absolutely love them. And they're a lot of money for the older editions. They are a lot of money on eBay, friends. They certainly are. So anyway, we're so excited for spring to be here, right? What is it? 14 days? No. It's the 21st. So 17 days, right? I did math! Because I have my glasses on. I have my glasses on, my hair's pulled back like a teacher. I did math. 17 days. 17 days. Officially the first day of spring. Saturday. Spring ahead, friends. Spring ahead. Honey, do you spring ahead in Canada? Up there in that crazy maple syrup country? Do you spring ahead? Who doesn't spring ahead? Arizona, right? Who doesn't spring ahead? Somebody doesn't spring ahead. But anyway. No, you're a matron, Mom. You're a matron. Ellie Ewing was a matriarch. You do. Yes. This Saturday, right? We're gonna have loungy Saturday. We're gonna have loungy circle time. So write that on your calendars. You do spring ahead up there? Yeah, good. That'll be a lot of. Am I compressed? Have I been compressed the whole time? Was I compressed the whole time? It'll work itself out, friends. I've noticed that it does. So anyway, I'm looking forward. I hope everybody else is too to spring. It's going to be so wonderful, right? We've had a woodpecker. We've had a woodpecker out at our neighbor's back tree like 3 times in the last week. There's been a big woodpecker. A woodpecker? What the hell is a woodpecker? A woodpecker. A woodpecker. And it's one of the large woodpeckers, right? It's not Woody Woodpecker and not the little ones. It's the one in between, right? But it's very large. It's large. Then we have another one that is farther back in the township, and that's one of the ones that goes like, and you can tell it's like just, And guess what I learned, friends? Because you think they would scramble their brains. They have some kind of a gyroscope or something in their brains that their brain stays level as they're doing it. So it kind of moves back and forth, but it stays level and it doesn't like bounce around like humans do. Human brains do, right? So Right? Right? A matriarch mom is a woman, right, who is the head of a family, right? A large family, right? Well, I guess you might be. If you want to be a matriarch, mom. Whatever. Whatever makes you happy, Margaret. Just get rid of them books. I'm hoping. I thought I heard thunder yesterday. I thought I heard thunder, but I wasn't sure. So I don't know. We're supposed to have storms Friday here. The temperature's supposed to go up. With it being damp like it is, when the temperature goes up, we get fog, friends, fog. And it's very odd fog. So hopefully things will clear away and we can get things situated, right? Right. Really, honey? Well, they're metal peckers. Right? Right. That could be like if you're fighting with somebody, you could say, "Oh yeah, well, you're a metal pecker." I wouldn't think that you would be allowed to have metal roofs up there, honey, cuz is that I really don't think that that's earth friendly. In my opinion, it's not. But we could, we could think about it. A mating call. It's a mating call. I can imagine. Could you imagine having a metal pecker on your metal roof and they peck holes into it and then it rains. And then it rains, honey. You're in trouble up there in crazy Canada. You certainly are. So there, I did not like that at all, friends. What the heck? There we go. That is circle time, friends. Happy Wednesday. Happy March. Happy March. We're going to have to change our candle. Now, let's think about this. Do you want me to look in my candle cupboard to see what we've got and we can reuse? Or do you want me to choose new? Good night, Karen. Jibby. Mom, did you not? Did you not? Okay, friends. Thank you all so much for spending this time with me tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed our time together as much as I have. And I certainly have, because I love it when we get together, right? Right. Right. Honey, you want a new candle? Okay, I'll pick one out. Good night, Fran. So glad you were here. Good night, Country Mouse. I hope you enjoyed stabbing the fabric or clicking them needles, whichever one you were doing. I think you were a little bit quiet tonight. Wait a minute. Maybe you're falling asleep, Country Mouse. Maybe. Anyway, friends, feel free to leave a comment down below if you're watching this on the replay. We love to hear from you. Make sure your notification bell is on for the channel so you know when I upload a video, we go live, or I post something on the community post page, friends. Right? Right. We will see each other again on Saturday, which is March the 7th, friends, for Loungy Live on Saturday night. So if you're not busy, I hope that we will see you then. Are we ready, friends? I think we're ready. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something. I hope you are happy. I hope you're happy, friends, and finding lots of glimmers in your days. I hope you're healthy. Take your zinc every day, friends. Get ready for allergy season because it's coming. Let's all say it together, friends, because we know it's true. Healthy people are not profitable. And I hope you are safe. I certainly do. Know the weather in your area so you can be prepared and not scared. Check out Max Velocity on YouTube to know the weather that is expected in your area. On your way out, friends, I would appreciate a thumbs up because I would love for this live to get 10 thumbs up. I think of you all often. You are never far in my thoughts, friends. And we will be together again soon. Have a great rest of the night, a great rest of the week, and we'll see each other on Saturday.